Good evening, Andy, and good evening, everyone. It's a good question. It's not easy, obviously, especially, given the situation that Barcelona is going through at the moment. Not only the results, but also the performances. All the noise that's surrounding the team is not making it any easy. We all know what happened in the summer with the departure of Leo Messi. Then Griezmann left at the end of the transfer window. And then you've got your coach, who's not probably the happiest with the squad available at the moment, given the absentees as well. And he's saying, well, it is what it is. As a player, you are hurt, but it's all about pride right now. And there are champions in the squad. There's enough quality to actually prove people wrong and prove that this Barcelona side is good enough to compete in this competition. If you look at the starting lineup, lots of youngsters, but lots of quality. And throughout the whole roster, for me, Andy, there is enough to be challenging for La Liga this season. So when it all starts tonight, you said it's not easy against Álvaro Cervera's Cádiz. We all know what happened last season. Barcelona lost five points against them. So let's see what happens tonight at Nuevo Mirandilla. I'm looking forward to it.
We see there the Cádiz lineup, which has 3 changes from the team that started at Celta Vigo. 2 of those are in the wings, where there are first starts for the club for Álvaro Jiménez, a summer signing from Albacete, and the Paraguayan Santiago Arzamendia. The other change is a return up front for a more familiar face. Álvaro Negreiro will play alongside Rubén Sobrino in what looks like a 4-4-2 for Cádiz tonight. As for Barcelona, there are 4 changes to the starting lineup named by Ronald Koeman. Marc-André ter Stegen in goal. One of those changes is enforced at full-back because Alejandro Balde got injured against Granada, so Serginho Dest swaps over to the left with Oscar Mingueza coming in. Gerard Piqué returns. There's a first start for Gavi, the 17-year-old midfielder, alongside Sergio Busquets and Frenkie de Jong. And up front, Luc de Jong gets the start for the first time in La Liga, with Youssouf Demir, 18-year-old, staying in the side. He's going to be lining on the right with Memphis Depay on the left. So the one that stands out there, Andrea, perhaps more than anything, is Gavi, 17 years old, only just 17. He was 16 last month, getting his first start for Barca.
Yeah, absolutely. But I have to tell you something, I'm not surprised. I've been impressed, hugely impressed by the youngster. Only 17. When he started pre-season, he was actually 16. And from day one, from the first friendly up against the Nastic Tarragona, I thought, wow, what a player. And when he came on against Bayern Munich, Andy, the intensity, the desire of a young footballer to get back into the game, to actually put challenges in when the senior veteran players weren't really delivering. It was impressive to see. And today he's getting the start, and I think that he deserves to. We see Barcelona lining up in the Familia 4-3-3. Up against probably, you said it, a 4-4-2, even though Arzamendia is starting from the first time for Cádiz. He's a left-back, probably the doubling fullbacks on the left-hand side alongside Espino. It's going to be difficult. They're going to get into a good start straight on, cut the errors down and avoid what happened against Granada when they conceded so early in the game.
Yeah, may well be a fairly similar game in terms of the shape, the pattern of play to that Granada game, with Cádiz famously dropping deep, relinquishing possession, only averaging around 25% possession. That's all they had at Celta in their last game on Friday, but it was all they needed to win the game. Barca, as was widely reported, put in 54 crosses against Granada. We'll see if they have a similar approach tonight. It's the visitors who get the game started.
Yeah, from the start, obviously it's only 20 seconds, but what I see is Demir once again inside, leaving space for Mingueza to bomb forward on the right, and on the left, Serginho Dest is actually respecting that space for Memphis Depay. And I think that at least one of your wingers or one of your wide players has to keep that width. Otherwise, it becomes very predictable and difficult to attack.
Ball through from Gerard Piqué is beyond the run of Memphis and into the arms of Jeremías Ledesma, the Argentine keeper. There's a fairly strong South American flavour about this Cádiz team. Ledesma, the Argentine, in goal. Tomás Alarcón, the Chilean midfielder. Pacho Espino, the Uruguayan left-back, and a Paraguayan on the left wing, Arzamendia. As Piqué is put under pressure, so too Mingueza, and he has to concede the throw-in. Cádiz playing with high intensity early on, which is absolutely no surprise.
No, absolutely, and this is the signal. When Barca play the ball back, this is the time to go and press and make it very uncomfortable and difficult. It's a throw-in. In set pieces up against this Barcelona, it's always danger.
Espino with the throw. Down to Ruben Sobrino. His layoff goes out of play. We have Jamie Easton pitch side for us. Everyone's been talking about Barcelona, Jamie, and that man Ronald Koeman. But Cádiz, the hosts, they've got to be feeling good about themselves, and these fans will be so delighted to have the chance to see their team play Barca. They beat them here last season, but they couldn't watch that game apart from on TV, so I imagine the atmosphere there is really positive.
Well, this is one of the best atmospheres in La Liga. In the stands, everybody wears the yellow T-shirt of the Cádiz colours. They're really passionate and they really want to see what happened last season. Without fans, they want to enjoy a victory against Barcelona.
Frenkie de Jong switches it to the right-hand side for Oscar Mingueza. He is forced back by Arzamendia.
You know, everything surrounding Cádiz and is about fun, about colours. And if you look at the sign in the dugout, it said, if you are against Cádiz, you're against humanity.
Here is Serginho Dest trying to punish Cádiz's humanity with the first shot of the game, but he got under it on his weaker left foot. And that is potentially a problem for Dest tonight, that he's having to play on the left, where he can cut inside onto his right, but when he has to go outside, as he ended up there, he's going to be on his weaker foot.
Absolutely, but he's done well. Obviously, Iza Carcelén was expecting him to cut inside and to prefer right foot. Obviously, the ball was bouncing and he overhit it over the bar. But once again, you know, Serginho is taking responsibility, not afraid of trying things. He did against Granada constantly, on the right first and then on the left. A positive player. Obviously, things might not happen for him, but he keeps going, he keeps trying, and it's always, you know, a bonus for your team.
Just to confirm, the only enforced change for Ronald Koeman was Balde being injured against Granada. The other three changes were tactical decisions. Sergio Roberto, Philippe Coutinho and Eric Garcia all available, but all left on the bench. Header by Varazdat Haroyan, the Armenian central defender, could be in for a busy night up against that man Luke de Jong, starting for the first time in La Liga for Barca. There's Gavi playing the pass back for PK. Pressure on Ter Stegen, who evades that to find Mingueza.
Well, Arzamendi has already had 10 sprints in 3 minutes, so if he can keep that rhythm for the entire 90 minutes, he's a superhuman. But as you see, as soon as Barca play the ball back, this is when Cádiz starts pressing with a purpose, as they get the ball back once again here.
Won well, thanks to the challenge from Iza Carcelén. Haroyan getting the ball caught under his feet a little, which allows Luke de Jong to close him down. And now it goes for a throw-in.
You can see they're not that comfortable in possession. Actually, Alarcón is a very good footballer, so it's well, as long as we have it, let's play for a bit. Haroyan with the back first touch and giving the ball away. And let's see now if Barcelona start imposing themselves in the ball, playing in the opposite half, you know, and get these players on the ball as they give the ball away once again.
And there's a chance for the run down the right-hand side now, which is rather crudely blocked off. Free kick given for the challenge by Busquets on Álvaro Jiménez, who's starting for the first time for Cádiz today, a summer signing from the second-tier side Albacete. Former Real Madrid, sorry,
yeah,
Andrej.
No worries. I came on against Real Betis and it was very impressive, playing down the right, creating problems, taking on defenders, quality and also end product. So, you know, he gets his first opportunity to start for Cádiz, and he's a very interesting player.
And he wins the free kick. Cádiz scored their opener at Celta from a set piece from this kind of position on the other side of the field on Friday night. Negredo will be the main target in the middle. Doesn't reach him initially, almost came out to him on the edge of the area, and the foul quickly conceded to make sure there was no counter-attack.
Yeah, Arzamendi stopping Barca from counter-attacking. Obviously, the main target from a lateral free kick is to get over the first man, and he just did it. Tomás Alarcón, the ball was flicked by Mingueza, was the first man in that line of 7 players of FC Barcelona, but still Cádiz couldn't take advantage of it.
I could see Álvaro Cervera now talking with Arzamendia, telling him, you have to be here near the line. Don't go to the centre, don't go to the middle.
He's gonna have him in his ear, Arzamendia, I thought, in the first half.
That's a drawback if you're a wide player and you've got the dugout right next to you.
Yeah.
The manager can tell you exactly what he wants, whenever he wants.
Well, depending on the manager, it's actually a nightmare to have him next to you. I'm telling you, because I played as a winger for a long time.
Sobrino back to Espino, who sends it long up towards Negredo, beaten in the air by Araujo. Fally with the challenge in midfield, but Frenkie de Jong comes away with it. Finds Memphis. Nice first touch away from Carcelén. Fullback recovers his position, gets a foot in. Frenkie again. Demir for Gavi. And now Dest. Memphis looking to combine with Demir. Barca making nice progress down the left. Gavi sends in the cross. It's a good ball, and it needed the flick away for the corner. Otherwise, Luc de Jong would have had a very good chance. And Gavi played in a great cross, didn't he, for Araujo's equaliser against Granada on Monday night. He's obviously got that ability to flick the ball into the right area from that angled position.
Absolutely, he's a technician, he's a fantastic footballer. Good combination from Barcelona. You could see Demir starting from the right, but he's never there, and just joining on the left-hand side, and creating that overload and a good chance.
Memphis with the corner. That is just about dealt with by Cádiz. And actually it was a miss kick, but it allows Espino to get forward. He helps it down the line for Sobrino and continues his run. It's Pacha Espino. Dest tracking back well and does well to prevent the corner at the expense of a throw-in. But that is Cádiz, what they like to do. Their counter-attacking is second to none. They don't have the pace of Salva Sevilla tonight or Anthony Lozano, both of those on the bench, but that is how they try to punish opponents. Very quick counters and direct.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it, they might not have the pace, but they do arrive in numbers. They do believe, they're going to have a chance. And Espino is enjoying a good season, and he is enjoying himself in attacking positions. He's already scored twice, as he did, the last game away against Celta Vigo. He did in the comeback against Levante here at home, when he scored, I thought it was in the 94th minute. And he's having a fantastic season, the Cádiz captain. And obviously this is what Barca doesn't want, when they give possession to create or to leave those gaps in behind where Cádiz players can run into.
Piqué, Mingueza outside him, further wide is Demir for once hugging the touchline. Espino with the foot in, but Cádiz can't win it. Now Fally can, and he finds Jimenez. Room to turn for Sobrino, so he does just that and runs into the area. Still Ruben Sobrino. Piqué in the end with the challenge.
That was risky, but necessary.
He was backing away, wasn't he, at first, Piqué, but then, as you say, he had to make the tackle in the end. Would have been easy to concede a penalty, but he timed it perfectly. And it's Dest now bringing it forward for Barca. Memphis outside him. Backheel back to Dest, closed down by Fally. Fally, a former Barcelona B player who spent most of his career as a central defender, but he's been repositioned into the centre of midfield so far this season. He's a very rugged defensive player.
Very strong character as well.
Yeah, he's a real leader, isn't he?
Yeah, there's a few good stories when he joined Barca B.
Can you tell us any, or are
they
X-rated?
No, basically about his leadership, and the message was pretty clear to the Barca B players that weren't used to having a teammate like Fally. So he's probably not your type of Barcelona footballer, but it was needed at the time, and it was a great help for Barca B. As we see the challenge here, the risky challenge from Piqué. Sobrino got the ball, started running at Barca's defense, and all of a sudden spaces appeared in front of him, and he thought, why not? And he went for it, and good defending from the Barca centre back. And we've seen Barcelona being dangerous as well from set pieces, especially when this man is in charge.
Memphis Depay over the ball with 6 teammates ready to attack the penalty area. Goes deep towards Busquets, but Fally, who was always likely to win that aerial duel, he does so. It's given away though to Frenkie de Jong, and Memphis tracks back the deepest player in the Barcelona side for now. 11 minutes reached, goalless, and fairly even start. Barca with more possession, but Cádiz have done their fair share of attacking as well.
Yes, and I'm seeing, well, now Memphis, is just getting into central positions as well. So what's happening now is what happened against Granada, as Gavi has found the right space there in between the lines. But you know, when it gets too crowded, look at the yellow shirts in the middle. It's very difficult to break through.
Dest challenge, but it's given away by Negredo. Piqué trying to take it on. Espino whacks it clear, and it might turn into a good ball for Jimenez, but Araujo is quick enough, athletic enough to get there comfortably, and he's one player who certainly was beyond reproach. In that game against Granada, he was fantastic.
Fantastic, unbelievable. Probably the fittest player in La Liga right now. The speed, the power, the desire. It was brilliant. The way he celebrated the goal, you know, it was just a sensational performance from Araujo. After scoring, he nearly gave an assist, a starting play as a winger, really. He can do everything. And obviously, in a race, the Cádiz strikers are going to find it difficult against Araujo.
Dest felt that he was fouled by Jimenez as he tried to make his way down the wing. Might have had a point, arm on the shoulder, but the referee, Carlos del Gero Grande, just giving the goal kick for Cádiz.
And Álvaro Cervera has insisted 2 more times to Álvaro Jiménez and Alzamendia to make the pitch wider. He wants them on the flanks.
Trying to stretch the play when Cádiz do get the ball, and it's so important for them to be effective in possession, Andrea, because they're not going to have that much of it. So when they do get the chance to come forward, they want to make sure that their attacks are meaningful.
Yeah, absolutely, and they're so efficient. They had 3 attempts on goal against Celta and scored twice. So they do use the ball well. You said, I think the average possession is 22% in the season, and look at what they do with it when they have it.
Get it wide and get crosses in, as Jimenez does here towards Negredo. He couldn't quite wrap his foot around it. He was aware that the ball was about to go out of play, and so that deep cross from Jimenez coming to nothing. One Alvaro looking to feed another. How, Jamie, is Ronald Koeman looking on the bench so far? Is he fairly calm at the moment?
Well, he just sat down. He didn't like what just happened at all. I wouldn't like to be sitting next to him right now because I saw his face.
Assume that was the misplaced header from Luke de Jong that got him irate, but Barca...
Exactly.
Barca not punished and looking to build again now. Gavi getting plenty of the ball in midfield. A 17-year-old in his full debut.
And the good thing about Cádiz, Andy, obviously they don't have the ball, but when they have it, the cross was a bad one from Álvaro Jiménez, but Negredo was in the box, Rubén Sobrino was there, and Alarcón as well was joining, actually sprinting in the box. And Negredo had the chance to carry back. Well, obviously the Chilean was in a very good position to score.
Gavi to Mingueza. Demir trying to squeeze between 2 opponents, but there was no way through, and Espino can clear. That's rather wasteful from Cádiz.
He didn't even look up, Espino. He had one thing in his mind, just kick it as long as possible when Álvaro Negredo come deep to ask for the ball.
Maybe assuming that the winger ahead of him, Alzamendia, was already starting his run. It wasn't the case, and Demir now eased off the ball by Espino, good defending. Jimenez, though, running into the challenge of Memphis. Luke de Jong to Busquets. Frenkie de Jong.
Ronald Koeman was just telling Oscar Mingueza that when Yusuf Demir attacks and tends to go through the centre of the attack, Mingueza has to take advantage from that and use the flank and move forward.
The problem with that, Jamie, the problem is that Demir is already inside. So basically, he doesn't start from a wide position, then runs in to leave the space for Mingueza. So in order to Mingueza to appear to the space created, and it's easy for Cádiz to defend. So Espino is with Demir already inside, and Alzamendia is following Mingueza, and at the moment there's no surprise. It's quite predictable.
Gavi looking very comfortable at the age of 17. It certainly is the case, a point that I think a lot of people have made, and Ronald Koeman alluded to as well yesterday in his famous pre-match press statement rather than press conference, that the future is bright for Barcelona. When you look at the youth talent they have, Pedri out at the moment, Demir and Gavi 18 and 17 respectively, And plenty more, of course. Ansu Fati
yeah,
coming back very soon, possibly at the weekend against Levante. There is a huge amount of young talent. So Barca's longer-term future should be okay. It's the short-term future that is the worry.
Absolutely. I mean, La Masia, you know, they produce talent in abundance. I was at the under 19 games last week, and it was just a pleasure to watch and to see them play. It was spectacular. So there is talent, but obviously it takes time to develop that talent and to make it successful at first-team level. And this man knows that there is no time in football, and especially when you coach in FC Barcelona. But I think that when he says that it is what it is, I would actually be more positive looking at the players that Barca has.
As a coach, you maybe not frowned upon if you're too realistic, but you're expected by fans and within the club to always present the positive picture, aren't you?
Yeah. Obviously with youth comes inconsistency, and you can't really ask them to be delivering week in, week out. But there's veterans, obviously Busquets is one, Piqué is another. De Jong is experienced enough, even though he's very, very young. And there's the perfect mix, you know, to make it gel and to make it work. And then it's the coach who needs to make the team work. It's not easy, it takes time, but I'm sure that Barcelona can turn things around.
Doesn't help when there's so many injuries as well, of course, and Barca would love to start clearing the treatment room. Negredo taking a heavy landing here.
Yeah, you can't judge it, Andy, until you know everyone's back fit to play, because it's not the same Barcelona if you're playing with two natural wingers like Dembele and Ansu on the sides as he's playing now with Memphis, who's not a winger, and Yusuf Demir, who's actually, you know, a number 10 or who can start as a winger but likes to come inside. So they would play completely differently.
It's Busquets up to Memphis. Luke de Jong to Frenkie. Now on to Memphis, the three Dutchmen combining, but then Alarcón steps in to briefly win it back for Cádiz. Mingueza gives it away to Jiménez. Alarcón quickly challenged by Frenkie de Jong. Could well have been a free kick, but the referee allowing advantage. No advantage there though, as Carcelén pulls back. Memphis free kick for Barcelona.
Once they accelerate play, Barca, they probably not as confident, because they're giving the ball away when they're not supposed to. You wouldn't really see normally Barcelona players giving the ball away with that ease. Actually, they need to get into the rhythm of the game to get that confidence levels back.
The speed of the passing, though,
exactly.
is the key to breaking down a defence like this, isn't
Absolutely, because look at they're so well organised. It's a 4-4-2, but it's solid. There's no space in between the lines. This is now when they have to accelerate.
Dest instead goes back to Busquets and return to Araujo. Now Gavi. Depay trying the first time layoff, but it's cut out by Alarcón, and Fali now to Jiménez. Runs into the challenge of Memphis, and Luke de Jong quickly dispossessed by Haroyan. 20 minutes played at the Nuevo Mirandilla. Not too many chances yet.
There's another thing, Andy. There's no threat in behind. Obviously, Luke de Jong is not going to be running in behind. Well, now, for the first time, de Jong has done it.
It's Frenkie who does so, crosses to the near post. But you're right, that hadn't been something Barca had done. It needs those runs from midfield, probably, because, as you say, it's not going to be Luke de Jong. Memphis maybe could make those kind of runs. Demir likes to run inside.
Yeah, I think they're probably the only one that can do it, or probably the two that can make those runs are Memphis and Frenkie de Jong, as he's done now. But you need to do it. I mean, otherwise, how are you going to stretch Cádiz? How are the spaces going to be created?
Yeah, not that easy to run in behind when Cádiz sits so deep, though, is it?
I know, yeah.
There isn't that much space to run into.
But then invite them to come out and create those spaces.
Memphis switching over to Demir, who's immediately surrounded and dispossessed.
And you saw Demir closer to the line. This is because Koeman has insisted in the last minutes to Yusuf Demir to open the pitch.
That's another way, isn't it, Andreas? Stretch the pitch, make it a bigger pitch, which means more space. Gavi with the
good
flick through ball, and it's Frenkie de Jong again trying, as you just said, to run in behind the defence.
Yeah, but why did he do that? Because the Mir, as Jamie said, was keeping Espino wide open, and then the space was created through the middle for Frenkie de Jong to run into. Otherwise it's impossible.
Negredo flicks on the header that then comes off Araujo, out for the throw-in. Carcelén looks for an option, finds it down the line from Rubén Sobrino, but Araujo is too good to waste that opportunity to let the ball run out. Midway through the first half, very nearly. Which manager is more satisfied so far, do you think, Andrea?
Well, I think that probably Álvaro Cervera, because they've kept Barcelona quiet. Things are going into plan, really. There's no danger being created by Barcelona, and probably Ronald Koeman is not happy with the movement, with the quality of the passing of Barca, and with the speed, the tempo of playing. So there's huge room for improvement for Barcelona.
A little bit quicker ball progression now as it's worked out to the right for Mingueza. He's forced back to Frenkie de Jong. Switched into a bit of space for Araujo, who advances. Memphis regularly dropping deep, isn't he, from his starting position on the left wing.
He's always coming to fit, so for Iza it's easy to mark him, to follow him.
Busquets, Frenkie, and Gavi. Back to Busquets. And then the through ball comes, but Memphis had stopped his run.
Yeah, it came like 2 seconds too late when Memphis had made the run, the right run for me. When Sergio decided to give the ball was too late.
A man in the middle of everything at the moment, Ronald Koeman. Who'd be a manager? Not an easy job.
No.
Much better life as a player, isn't it, when you only have to think about yourself?
Absolutely. It's the hardest job in the world.
Maybe after referee, that can't be easy either.
No, absolutely.
At least if you win a game when you're a manager, you get lots of praise. Yeah. When do referees ever get praise?
Nah, never.
Luke de Jong battling away and is able to advance with the ball. Turns inside to find Gavi, onto Busquets and Araujo. Over to Dest. Memphis makes a bit of space for him by moving inside, but Jimenez with the good challenge, and Cádiz might think about trying to launch the counter, but not for long, because Busquets quickly wins it back, but then gives it away. Sloppy again.
Yeah, the quality of the passing from both teams is not great so far. We've seen Álvaro Jiménez, he's got the ball back like 2-3 times, and he's already tired, after 24 minutes running after the ball, and he's giving it away. So it's a bit of a chaotic game.
Altamendi does well to run inside and then find Negredo, but his ball was too far ahead of Fali. Busquets over to Memphis, and they might have a run at the Cádiz defence. He's got Dest inside him. Stays wide, and he's outnumbered now. He's got the skill and trickery to work his way out of that hole, though, and the cross comes off Fali behind for the corner, and that's the other way you can try to break through, some individual skill.
Exactly, about quality, and this is the hardest thing to do in football after scoring, to create the overload through quality, taking on defenders, and this is what Memphis did. Actually, the movement from Serginho Dest didn't help him at all, because he brought Fali into the equation, so he had to go up against 3 players. But
Dest with the cross, and that's easy to gather for Ledesma, who hasn't been forced into any serious work yet by Barca.
No, obviously
Ledesma was in a hurry here, and his teammate, especially Fali, was telling him just to slow down, there's no hurry.
Yeah, that is the way Cádiz do like to attack. When they can launch a quick counter, they will, but it wasn't on there. So Ledesma held the ball. See a familiar statistic, 22% possession from Cádiz, 78 Barca, and that is exactly what you'd expect from these two teams. It's the way they both play.
Yeah, absolutely. The thing is, what is Barca doing with that 78% of possession and where they're having the ball.
Yeah, there's possession and there's possession, isn't there? It's a bit of a meaningless stat on its own without context. Now here's Gavi combining with Frenkie de Jong. On to Luke de Jong, who can turn to Memphis. Quicker passing there, but the last ball from Frenkie de Jong was not a good one. Jimenez gives it away again, though, something he's done a few times. Memphis, edge of the area, trying to work some space. Luke de Jong out to Frenkie. Good ball in. Just beyond Memphis, punched away by Ledesma. The most threat Barca have shown for a while as Busquets now sends the ball in towards Luke de Jong and behind for another corner. But Cádiz will be frustrated, I think, there with Álvaro Jiménez because he played themselves into trouble.
He's getting a bit confused, Álvaro Jiménez, in the last few minutes, you know, taking risk where he shouldn't. We see Memphis running into that ball from Frenkie de Jong, better from Barca, you know, a good combination with Luke de Jong opening up to Frenkie. Good cross and a decent half chance for Barcelona.
Corner played in by Memphis, cleared out to the edge of the area and then further away. Cádiz get everybody back, so all the time in the world for Marc-Andre ter Stegen, and I think that might be the first time I've said his name in this commentary. Been a very quiet night for the Barca keeper so far.
It's not a quiet night in the stand. It's 27 minutes already and they're still chanting, and I think they haven't stopped. By the way, you know that in Cádiz they like joking. It's their character. Well, I've just seen a banner from a fan standing up, Messi, I want your t-shirt.
Yeah, they might struggle with that request tonight. Maybe there'll be another hero for Barca as Dest gets into the area. There's another mistake by Jimenez. The cross coming in from Frenkie de Jong looking for Luke. In the end, it scrambled away. But
I praised him. I praised Álvaro Jiménez, and since then he's not having his best game, but he's a good footballer.
He's the most threatening player for Barca at the moment. Fally has a bit of a knock that won't derail him.
That hurts.
Yeah, even Fally, who's a man of steel, but he'll be fine to continue. You can bet on that. One of the toughest competitors you'll find in La Liga. Espino with the throw down the line, flicked on by Negredo. Sobrino opens it up for Isa Carcelén. Jimenez now gets away from Dest. And finds Sobrino, nicely fed inside for Carcelén. Negredo all alone in the middle, and that cross isn't going to find him.
No, and once again in between players, I thought it was Busquets helping him. Mingueza, so clever, Álvaro Negredo. It wasn't easy for Isa Carcelén to actually leave the ball and give him.
Fally broke up that counter-attack with a foul, but de Jong wisely took it quickly, and Memphis goes for the curler, which at least will go down as a shot on target, the first that Ledesma has had to deal with. It was a very comfortable save as we reach the half-hour mark, but if you're a striker in that position, why not have a go, get it onto your stronger foot and try to find the corner.
Yeah, a very unhappy Frenkie de Jong, who was sprinting to give Memphis a chance, but you know, as a striker you gotta be selfish. He was in a good position, obviously running straight into the ball. You gotta give him so much width and power, and it was difficult, but at least, you know, a shot on target, as you said.
And that was the first of the game at either end. The other shot came early on from the man on the ball now, Dest. He will try to send in a cross that is blocked by Carcelén. So it'll be another corner.
You can see that already against Granada, one of the main assets of Barcelona was crossing into the box. There's a message coming from the coach to do it more often, and Serginho's been trying, obviously, with his weaker foot. It's harder, but
the corner played in by Memphis, too deep, and safely behind for the goal kick. Where do you stand on this crossing debate? If you're Ronald Koeman watching your team play against an opponent that's sitting very deep and narrow and giving you the wings, isn't it just a sensible thing to do, to use it? Say, OK, we'll get the ball wide where we've got space, get crosses in and get our big players up front, bring on Piqué as a forward, get Luc de Jong on. That's just a logical thing to do, isn't it? Or is that too easy?
No, it is logical. I mean, and that's why he played Araujo and Piqué as strikers, and they got back into the game using it. Obviously, there's ways and ways of doing it, and at times Barca overused it because it was the only thing that they were trying to do. I don't know the amount of crosses they put the other day against Granada, and one thing, when you've got, you know, this kind of aerial power in the box, there's no need to be crossing or trying too hard to cross into the box. Just put it there, just put it in the mixer, because something's going to happen. And at times both Serginho there, Mingueza on the other side, they were trying too hard to probably make the best cross of their lives, and there's no need to.
Mingueza there, making his first start.
Is warming up, as you saw on the images. I'm trying to look if, for example, Mingueza has some problems or any midfielder has problems. I don't see any muscular problems, anybody limping. I did see Ronald Koeman reprimanding Mingueza a couple of times, so we'll see what happens with Sergio Roberto.
Luc de Jong challenged on the edge of the area. No free kick, though, and it's brought away now by Arthamendia. Negredo can try and feed it down the line to him. Araujo watched it well, wise to the danger, but then overplays, and Arthamendia can try and make something of it again for Cádiz. Araujo sticks to the task, and in the end does well to win the throw-in.
He won the battle, Araujo. Actually, he did something really good and then made a mistake. That could have been a foul.
He thought it was. No free kick given, though. Piqué back to Ter Stegen, closed down by Ruben Sobrino.
Remember what happened last season?
Yeah, exactly. Ter Stegen made an error on the ball, and Negredo was able to score the winning goal. On this occasion, though, Ter Stegen got the ball away and was caught by Sobrino. No hard feelings. Not on the pitch, anyway. Maybe on the sidelines.
And you could see he didn't have many options. Actually, Memphis was actually telling him to pass the ball to someone else.
Ter Stegen landed a bit badly on his left ankle, but seems to be okay. He only recently returned from injury, of course. Now Memphis dropping deep again, looking for Frenkie. The back pass almost allowed Luc de Jong to run in, but Ledesma was alert. Came out of his goal to clear.
He didn't react quickly enough, Luc de Jong.
Maybe didn't have the explosive pace that he needed here as well to get onto the loose ball before the keeper.
Yeah, it was a bit far as well from the action, so.
Nice image there of the Cádiz coach Álvaro Severo stroking his beard. He is a thinking man's manager, isn't he? The way his team plays is so unique, but it's served Cádiz well over the years. He's been with the club for over 5 years now, got them promoted with exactly this style of football.
Yeah.
It's not as though he felt he had to adapt to the top flight. They already played like this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And he actually said last season that they had to play even more simple in La Liga as they did in Segunda División, and for me it's overachieved. I mean, with the players he's got.
Now here's a run down the right for Jimenez, who takes a shoulder-to-shoulder challenge from Dest, and it's judged to be a fair one by the referee. That one isn't, though, as Busquets is pulled back.
Yeah, this is game management by Cádiz as well, to stop Barca from building anything, to get into the right tempo. Well,
how do you see this? Shoulder to shoulder's allowed, but that might have been shoulder to back.
Yeah, that's not shoulder to shoulder to me. It was actually Álvaro Jiménez beating Serginho Dest with pace, which is not easy. It should have been a foul for Cádiz.
Frenkie, Mingueza moving into space down the right as Demir goes inside, but Frenkie can't get the pass away.
They've done it well this time, and actually a space was created for Mingueza, and De Jong took too many touches. But
There's still that space on the right for Mingueza, but Busquets goes to the other side for Dest, who'll try to have a run at Carcelén. The ball is rather hopefully played inside rather than precisely, and Mingueza was able to make the clearance that Negredo turns into a throw-in for Cádiz in the Barca half, and they take it quickly with Fally all the way upfield. Don't know quite what he would have done with it if he had got the ball, but now he'll charge back.
The fans are celebrating like if it was a chance, you know, that run from Fally.
Huge ovation for Fally now here at the Nuevo Mirandilla.
Yeah, you can hear his name being chanted, and that's the endeavour that the fans appreciated. And he's now gone down, holding his knee. Maybe he's just decided he needs a bit of a break after making that sprint up and then back. Hopefully it is nothing serious, because he is such an important player. Well, it's...
he definitely looks like he's in pain.
Yeah, and when there's no contact like that, and it's maybe an awkward landing or a twist, that could be worrying.
Yeah. Hopefully it's nothing serious, but you can see the...
And here we see Koeman talking with Mingueza and Yusuf Demir again, this right flank for Barcelona, and he is asking constantly to these two players to play wide open.
Not sure if you're close enough to hear that conversation, Jamie, but it is the side of the field that he seems to have been paying most attention to, maybe because it's closest to him during this first half. It's much easier to talk to them than it is to Dest, 50 yards away.
You can see that Barcelona are not taking advantage of the right-hand side. They've only attacked once from this side. It's also true that Cádiz are defending with two fullbacks here, Espino and Arzamendia, but he's not happy with the work by...
Well, this is a great shame. Fally is not going to be able to continue. And let's hope that isn't a serious knee injury, which can happen with that kind of incident where there's no impact from an opponent. As we see Jens Jonsson, the Danish midfielder, getting ready to come on. That'll be a straight swap. As we look back at some of Barca's play down the left-hand side, this was the early opportunity for Dest. There haven't been too many moments of threat like that from Barca.
Just half chances for Barcelona's Johnson, who was a regular last season. Look at that. That's curious to see.
Yeah, Jonsson's played a fair amount.
Araujo. Now it's Araujo telling Yusuf Demir that he has to be wide open so other players can take advantage through the centre, and that is what he's telling him, because Koeman has called Araujo to talk with Araujo.
He's getting it from all directions, isn't he?
Yeah,
Demir.
But it's surprising because he did it against Granada, you know, the time he was on the pitch. So they had time to tell him before the game, didn't they?
Well, best wishes to Fally Jimenez. Let's hope this is not a bad one. He looks in considerable pain and distress as he's carried off the field. Such an important player for Cádiz, for his personality and his attitude as much as anything else. And let's hope it's not too long before we can see him again. Straight swap as Jonsson comes on, as you say. Andrea, regular last season, he started 33 games. He started 3 as well this season, so a very capable performer coming on. Not as physical as Fally, but maybe give him a bit more on the ball. Yeah,
more on the ball, more dynamic as well. Actually, he seems to have lost, or maybe not lost, but you know, that battle with Alarcón. Now, probably the Fally, hopefully not too long, but it's going to be out for a while. He's going to have a chance to play again.
5 minutes before half-time at the Nuevo Mirandilla. A game that's bubbled along rather than simmered to the boil. Few chances at either end. Cádiz haven't had any kind of attempt on goal, just the one on target from Barca, a tame effort from Memphis. As Luc de Jong here is penalised for the challenge on Carcelén.
Well, this is the game that Cádiz wanted, Andy. You know, Barca very uncomfortable, disrupting the rhythm of the game. No chances really.
It's the creative element that they've been missing, hasn't it? And as you spoke about earlier, maybe the lack of pace in the passing. And a great example of how that can work at its best was Villarreal's first goal last night.
Yeah.
People who saw that, I think it was 5 one-touch passes to dissect the defence in a matter of seconds. And when you pass at speed quickly, that is how you open up space. And it's something that Barca have struggled to do so far today. They're on the defensive now.
In order to do it as well, you need movement from the players, and I haven't seen that that much in the first half from Barcelona players.
Espino with the throw, headed away by Piqué. Challenge coming in from Victor Chust, the young central defender on loan from Real Madrid, starting at home for the first time. Got his first start in the win at Celta on Friday. Now Arzamendia with the cross that's deflected to Espino, and he'll win a corner as Demir makes the challenge, and a rare opportunity for Cádiz to exert some pressure.
Now they have the chance.
It'll be taken by Alarcón, who has got a very good delivery from dead balls. Don't expect anything too elaborate. It'll be put into the mixer. Looking for Haroyan or Chust or Álvaro Negredo to attack. Ball cleared at the near post by Piqué. As far as Arzamendia, who sends it in again. And once again it's Piqué who clears. Demir with the clever flick to Mingueza, who sends it long. Only Memphis is up there. No chances taken by Carcelén. Nods it out for the throw-in.
Well defended there by Gerard Piqué, always the spare man in set pieces for Barcelona. Attacked it well.
Memphis inside to Demir. Nice change of direction to find Gavi. Demir still in the middle as goes wide to Mingueza. Angled cross in. Can be dealt with by Haroyan. And then by Arzamendia. Negredo jumping with Piqué. They've had a few battles over the years, and that one is won by the Barca defender. A minute to play before half-time. Do you think Ronald Koeman will be considering personnel changes at half-time, or not just yet?
Well, you could already see Sergio Roberto warming up. He's certainly not happy with the movement and the connection between Mingueza and Yusuf Demir, so it might be one coming on. But yeah, well, there's something that needs to be changed by Barcelona, especially the pace and the movement of the football. They need runners. Sergio Roberto is a runner, so
to break through the lines and
exactly,
time the runs. That's something Sergio Roberto does very well. See if Barca can impose themselves in the final seconds of this first half. Busquets. Foot comes in from Alarcón. Jonsson. Arzamendia. And cleared by Chust. Piqué can deal with that. Luke de Jong beaten to it, and in any case he was offside.
Thing is, Andy, when there's no threat in behind, it becomes not easy but easier for a team to defend. So you know that you just have to push forward because there's no one running behind you.
There is de Jong just offside. The ball was sent long by Piqué. 3 minutes of added time, mainly for the injury to Fali. Just sends it long. Piqué with another header. Misplaced by Espino. Straight to Memphis. That was the first offside of the game. Unusual that we get nearly to half-time, but that just shows how deep Cádiz are lying. It's difficult to get offside when they're defending the edge of their area. Piqué to Gavi.
Deepest team in La Liga.
Yeah, it's the way Cádiz play. They lie deep habitually. Dest now will try to find a way through, but too many Cádiz players in the way. Negredo working hard. out-muscling Dest. Fair to say he's got the size advantage there, and he used it.
Used it well.
Araujo lets it run for the throw. Busquets for Memphis. First time layoff to Gavi is a good one, and Alarcon had to commit the foul.
Well, let's see if Memphis gets third time lucky, because these previous two set pieces were, you know, overhit.
Moving to the last minute of the opening period. Barca have been struggling to create from open play. Can they do so now from the set piece? Might be their last chance in this first half to go ahead. Memphis with the ball in, it's a little too deep. Araujo was interested in it, but Ledesma was there first.
It was a good ball, and obviously Ledesma was brave enough and did right there.
Frenkie with the deep ball that is closer to the keeper and allows him to gather, and the quick kick looking for the counter now. Really well brought down by Sobrino. Back to Artamendia. Jensen looks well offside.
Yeah, he looked offside, yeah. He was offside. Took a touch, Artamendia. Obviously the movement was right and the run was right as well. Obviously when he controlled the ball here, he just wasted the opportunity.
Needed to go first time, didn't it?
It's not easy, but that was a really good ball.
And that ball forward from Cádiz will probably be the last action of the first half. As Demir gets it back to Mingueza. Now Busquets to Piqué. The 3 minutes of added time are up, and the half-time whistle is blown, and Cádiz will be happier, even though they've not created anything, Andrea. They will be the happier of the two teams.